Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Bottom at Christmas Challenge with Brighton. So in today's episode we are going to face Burnley and Leicester in the Premier League, coming off the back of beating Huddersfield in the last episode. Hopefully we can pick up some much needed points. So there's been absolutely nothing has happened in between this game and the last episode. We did have a little bit of a squad mutiny over me treatment of one of our players. I can't even remember his name, Bruno. He's the right back who requested to leave. Unfortunately, he didn't get his transfer in the January transfer window, and now people are kicking up a fuss about us not giving him game time. But Martin Montoya is far, far better than he will ever be for us, so there's absolutely no chance he's getting in our squad. So, first game, Burnley, away from home. They are sitting in 13th position. They will likely play a 4-4-2 with a couple of deep central midfielders, wingers, and a wide playmaker on either side. Two attacking wing-backs once again. That did cause us some big problems against Liverpool when they had the two attacking players coming down the wings. I might change our setup to reflect that and move our wing-backs into a more supporting role rather than an attacking one. But Burnley are not Liverpool, so we're going to go like this. Buckland in goal, Montoya, Duffy and Lewis Dunk in at centre-back. Bernardo is going to get his place back at left back as Alex Martinez is currently injured. Mohamed Elneny in defensive midfield, Pascal Gross and Davy Proper in the centre. Anthony Knockaert, Jack Grealish and Victor will lead the line. Izquierdo could probably feel a little bit hard done by not getting the start over Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, I'll give him a couple more games, let him settle into that role, see how he gets on. If not, I'll start rotating to see who comes out the better. I am going to get Dale Stevens on the bench though over our goalkeeper, as he is quite a useful option. So it does look like Burnley are playing how it was suggested they will play, with probably most of their play coming down the left-hand side. So with that in mind, we are going to set Martin Montoya to be a full-back on support rather than a wing-back on attack, just to keep him, hopefully be able to keep him further back to be able to stop Robbie Brady and whoever their left-back is away from us. So we kick off for the first half. We are shooting from left to right. We are away from home. I want a point, at the very least. Obviously, Burnley, 13th, they're in a far better position than we are, but that means we've got just as much to play for. Mohamed Elneny picks it up after a Pascal Gross corner. The ball's played in, Victor's there, and he gets the goal. He starts over Andonia, and he gets his goal, his 5th goal of the season. Pascal Gross is becoming a little bit of a legend in the centre of midfield. He got us the winner against Huddersfield. He set up today's goal. We just needed a keeper coming in. Victor with a decent header. The keeper, Tom Heaton, should probably do a little bit better with that. But I'm not complaining. Gyökeres gets the goal and we go 1-0 up. Unfortunately, there's a highlight straight from kickoff. Unless it's ours, then it'll be fortunate. Jack Cork in the centre midfield for Burnley switches the play to the left-hand side for Robbie Brady. Martin Montoya keeps him out and picks him up, so hopefully he can continue doing that all game. Goodmanson on this right-hand side. What a ball that is. Duffy manages to clear. Davy Proper gives it back to Jack Cork, though he should be holding on to possession there. And the overlap on the left-hand side. Charlie Taylor's there. Ball's in. Vidra very, very close. We're going to have to make a change here. We're going to have to cannot have Anthony Knockaert being a threat on attack. We're going to switch him to an inside forward on support, hoping that he'll be able to pick up the runs from Charlie Taylor. Whether that's even a thing an inside forward would do, I'm not sure. But their left-hand side is so dangerous. Another highlight, this time 25 minutes in. It's a big clearance by their goalkeeper, and Vidra picks it up in the centre of the park. But Pascal Gross nips in and knocks away. And Anthony Knockaert's on this right-hand side. The ball's played in. Jack Grealish is there, and the wingers combine. And we find ourselves 2-0 up away from home against Burnley. Again, Pascal Gross nipping in there in the centre of midfield. Victor getting involved in the play there. Anthony Knockaert in the changed role manages to get the ball back post, and Jack Grealish slots it away very coolly. That's his 6th goal of the season. I'm assuming he scored some of them for Villa. And we find ourselves 2-0 up. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. Another highlight, 38 minutes in, and it's a throw-in for us, and we give the ball away naturally. Robbie Brady on this left-hand side finds Matai Vidra back to Westwood. The ball finds its way to Goodmanson, and it's in the Vidra in the centre, and if he had a better finish, it would be 2-2. Thankfully, the poor performance from Vidra has kept us in a 2-0 lead going in at half-time. That's an absolutely fantastic result, fantastic performance by us so far. I am tempted to go on the cautious mentality just to try and maybe catch them on a break if they start pushing onto us a little bit more. But looking at the formation, it doesn't look like they've changed anything so far. but we'll keep an eye on it and see if anything changes. And we'll give the ball away from a throw-in again, Martin Montoya this time, but thankfully El Neni can win it back for us. Oh my god, that was unbelievable. So I wasn't commentating because it didn't look like anything was happening. I've rewound this. Mohamed El Neni plays the ball, an absolute dead ball, to Jack Butland, who absolutely scuffs his clearance, and thankfully Vidra is terrible, otherwise that would have been one of the worst goals I've ever conceded on Football Manager, hands down. 15 minutes to go, we will make some substitutions. Pascal Gross is struggling out there as he tends to do. We'll get Bissouma on in his place. Martin Montoya, I'm going to actually log on, is more defensive minded, so we'll get him on at right back to hopefully mark Robbie Brady out of the game. But our front three have played fantastically today, and the average ratings reflect that. And it looks like with 2 minutes to go, we are going to get away with the 3 points today as Lewis Dunk goes close. A 2-0 result, or a 2-1 result as it might well be, would be absolutely phenomenal for us. 2 wins on the bounce would be absolutely huge going into a home game against Leicester City. Are we going to give this throw-in away as well? I wouldn't be surprised. Of course we are. Hendrick wins the ball for Burnley. Goodmunson. Can I get the cross in? We're marking them well. And that is going to be that. A huge, huge win. Brighton 2, Burnley 0, away from home. I'm very, very happy with the result and the performance. Anthony Knockaert getting man of the match. Absolutely fantastic stuff. What does that do to the league table? Are we out of the bottom 3? I don't think we will be. We're not. We are a level on points with Southampton, who are currently sitting in 17th. They do have a game in hand. It looks, might be against Fulham, it might not be. And it's not. But yeah, back-to-back wins is absolutely huge for any relegation threatened side. We got spanked off Liverpool, but we've bounced back lovely. With only 3 days to go before Leicester, we are going to rest our boys for 1 day from training to hopefully allow them to recover their conditioning a little bit quicker. So we're here, it is match day against Leicester City. Southampton did end up getting beat in the game in hand that they did have, so we are still level on points with 17th place, which is all we can ask for. Going into this match against Leicester, they are obviously a much better side than Burnley are. They are currently sitting in 8th position in the Premier League, and so it's going to be a lot more difficult in terms of getting a result out of this game. But we are going to go with this lineup. Jack Butland in goal, Montoya, Dunk, Duffy and Martinez in defence. Mohamed El Neni in defensive midfield, Pascal Gross and Davy Propper in the centre. Knockaert and Jack Grealish on the wings, with Victor, after his goal in the last game, is going to get the start ahead of Andonia. So Leicester coming at us with a 4-2-3-1. Looks like Daniel Amati will be playing a very attacking full-back. So that strikes to me that I might have to change our left-back in terms of their attacking role, to keep them further back to be able to mark their left winger, basically. Their right winger, sorry. So we'll change Alex Martinez to a full-back on support, and we'll kick off today's game at home against Leicester. Obviously, being at home, I want us to take the game to them a little bit more than you would expect away from home, but Leicester are a better side, just in general, so we're going to have to be careful. Highlight early on, Knockaert with the corner. It's played in and Schmeichel claims. Big clearance from Schmeichel. Thankfully, Montoya's under it. And do we get possession? We finally do with Anthony Knockaert on this right-hand side. Montoya is back to his usual attacking role. So he is providing the width on the right-hand side, and Victor's there. I thought he was going to put us 1-0 up. That would have been an absolutely fantastic strike after a great cross from Montoya. Another highlight now. Jack Grealish coming down the left-hand side. The ball's played in. Anthony Knockaert. Schmeichel with a big, big save. The highlight continues with the corner though. Knockaert plays it in. It's cleared by Amati, only as far as Knockaert once again. You can flip the camera angle whenever you want, FM. That's it. Oh, Maddison. Bad challenge on Knockaert. No yellow? No yellow. So the first half sort of trickling out without too much happening. Maddison struggling for fitness there. Probably see him being substituted at some point. Am I that disappointed that not a lot's happening? I don't know. Should I be going for 3 points here? Maybe I should. Our home games are running out, you know. We haven't got that many left, only 6 or so, I think. So we'll see how we are sitting at about 70-minute mark. If we're not winning by then, or if we're getting beat, we will make some changes. And at 52 minutes, there is another highlight, and this might be Leicester's first attack that we see from a highlight. Barnes down the left-hand side. He gets the ball in, cleared by Duffy, but only half, and Jack Grealish manages to pick it up on the left-hand side. He's powering forward, absolutely nobody picking him up. Anthony Knockaert's in the box. Oh, Schmeichel is keeping them in this. We need to attack Schmeichel out. We need a sniper. So Victor's not having a great game up front today. We are going to get him off and we'll get Antonio on in his place. And I'm going to move him back to a pressing forward. We're not really seeing any balls into space over the top for the advance forward. So we'll get him more involved in the build-up play, or at least in the defensive setup that we've got going on. Tielemans, back to Maddison. Chowdhury's in the centre. There's a lot of space on that left-hand side if he can find them, but they go back to the right with Amati. The ball's played in. We managed to get it clear, but only as far as Christian Fuchs. Tielemans, nice pass to Amati, and Alex Martinez gives him it straight back, and Barnes is there, back post. And Jack Butland, oh, it was off the post. I thought that was a save. That would have been unbelievable. But thankfully, they hit the post after coming. I'm going to attack him. I've had enough. I want us to go for this game. If it results in a defeat, I'll take it on the chin. But we're going to get Bernardo on for Alex Martinez at the back. I would really like us to win this game. Make it 3 on the bounce, please. Oh, only 7 minutes to go. Nothing has happened since we went attacking. Both goalkeepers playing well for both sides, keeping each other in the game. And it looks like it might fizzle out into a 0-0 draw, which at the end of the day, because we've beaten Burnley away from home, it's not the end of the world as we get Basoma on in defensive midfield for Mohamed El Neni. Final highlight of the game, it is a Leicester City free kick to Demarai Gray. Is he going to shoot from long range? Please, please. That's it. Bernardo clears. And that should be the end of the game, I would imagine. Referee. End of the game, please. And there we are. Full time. Brighton 0, Leicester 0. A dull game, let's be honest with ourselves. But a point that might pull us out of the relegation zone, and it actually does, as Southampton have not played yet. So as things stand, we are 1 point outside the relegation zone. We're 5 points clear from Cardiff. Hopefully we can continue to pull the gap between us and second bottom, so we're only fighting over that 18th place spot. How did Fulham get on? I think they're still to play. Burnley, I think they got beat. Yeah, they got beat 4-0. So the teams in and around us are not performing too well either. But our form has definitely picked up in the last 3. Huddersfield, Burnley and Leicester. 7 points from them 3 games. Looking forward to the next episode. We have Newcastle United away from home, and I would love to beat them, obviously. We then have Arsenal at home. Mohamed El Neni will be ineligible to play against his parent club. So again, maybe one game where we're looking for a point and one game where you would realistically expect us to get beat. So next episode, I'm wanting 1 point. Thankfully, the squad morale is definitely picked up over the last 4 games or so. Lewis Dunk's perfect, and then a lot of quite goods to really goods and extremely goods there as well. Nobody's really bringing the squad down in terms of their morale either. Average rating wise, Anthony Knockyard is the best performer in the side, alongside Victor. Actually, he's performing well when he's getting game time. I'm still struggling a little bit in terms of my tactic with what to do with the striker. I'm thinking maybe a complete forward on support to give that a run out for a few games with Andonia starting. I think that's what I'll start against Newcastle and see how that plays. And I am thinking about moving Anthony Knockyard to an inside forward rather than a Trek. He did play well playing the inside forward role against, was it Burnley? So we'll give that a go. Anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you are enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.